Hello, welcome to Papa Nick's Music. I am, as always, your host, Papa Nick Lewis, and this week's going to be a nice, short little video. I'm touching base more than anything else. I am hard at work. Hard at work, he said, borderline sarcastically. Listening to George Harrison's music, working on that project, but I'm a good ways away from being far enough in to be able to give you any sort of George content this week. So I thought instead I would talk a little bit more about some books that I've been reading. I had a video a couple of weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, I don't know, sometime in the recent past, where I talked about some books that I was recommending to you because they were music related. This week I'm not going to do that. I'm still filing this under Papa Nick's Book Club, but this week I'm just recommending some good reads. I've got two of them that I'm recommending that are the latest installments, in larger series. So, if you're looking for something to put on your reading list this as we head into the holiday season, or if you're looking for something to buy for somebody as a present as we head into this holiday weekend, here are a couple of recommendations for you. First up, first off, I'm going to say this first writer needs absolutely no press from me. He's very well established, a very successful writer, and that is Mick Herron. This past year, at some point in the year, I'm not sure when, Mick Herron released his latest Slough Horse novel, Clown Town. And it's a wonderful book. I finished it late last week. And I love Mick Herron's Slough House novels. If you are familiar with these stories, it is very possible that you are familiar with them from the Apple Plus TV series Slow Horses, which is based on these novels, starring Gary Oldman and a bunch of other people that you may or may not have ever heard of. And the TV series are fairly faithful to the novels. The fifth series just finished its run, I want to say, a couple of weeks ago. And they're enjoyable series. Gary Oldman is very, very well cast as Jackson Lamb, the head of the Slough House operating site. Basic storyline, if you're not familiar with it, is that this is a station within British intelligence where operatives who have proven to be unreliable, undependable, not wanted anymore, are sent when they can't be fired for whatever reason. It would be too embarrassing to fire them. So they are sent to Slough House, which is primarily focused on administration and research. They do very boring things like cross-referencing lists of people who have checked out certain books from libraries across the UK, and they cross-reference that list with lists of known or suspected terrorists. Right? It's that kind of mind-numbing work that you just know an intelligence agency should be doing, but you also know nobody wants to do it. So they give those tasks to Slough House. And the idea is that they're trying to convince these operatives that they need to just go ahead and quit. Their career is dead. They are stuck here. They're never going to get out. And despite the fact that they are stuck here, they're never going to get out. They are not considered by any stretch of the imagination actual functioning intelligence agents. They still end up in the thick of things in a variety of adventures. There are 9 novels and 5 novellas in this series so far. The first one is the book Slow Horses. Like I said, the last one, Clown Town, just released this past year. All of them are fantastic. Mick Herron is an excellent writer. He's got a facility for describing things in such a way that you can picture them even though he's not focusing on the specific detail of it. He's describing the sense of the place, the atmosphere of the place, the vibe of the place, and I just love that. I love reading his novels. They lend themselves very well to reading them out loud, which I like to do from time to time. So I very strongly recommend the Slough House novels that Mick Herron has released, including his most recent one, Clowntown. Also, while I'm talking about Mick Herron, he has a second series, the Zoe Berm or Bame series. I'm not sure how to pronounce the last name of the character. There are 4 books in that series, and that is also being made into an Apple Plus TV series. I believe it debuted recently or is debuting in the very near future. And the series itself is named after the first novel, Down Cemetery Road. I haven't seen the series yet, but the novel was good. Anything's got Mick Herron's name on it, I enthusiastically endorse. But like I said before I started, Mick Herron has a lot of fans. He's got a pretty big footprint internationally. My second writer that I want to focus on is doing well. I'm not saying nobody knows about him, but I am saying he doesn't have quite the footprint that Mick Herron has. And that is a writer named Queeve McDonald. I really like Queeve McDonald's writing. McDonald is a former stand-up comedian. He now writes mystery and suspense novels, and he's got just a wonderful comic flair to his writing. The books themselves are not humor. They're mysteries or they're thrillers, but they have a nice comic flair to them. Characters drop humorous asides as they walk through it. The humor is incidental, but it pervades his writing. The most recent release that he's got, the one that I'm reading right now, I'm about halfway through it right now, is his latest novel in the Stranger Times series, Ring the Bells. The Stranger Times is a tabloid newspaper that focuses on the weird and the unusual, stories about ghosts and alien abductions, that sort of thing. But they end up getting caught up in real supernatural goings-on in and around Manchester, which is where it's set. And they're wonderful books. I enjoy them very much. And this last one is a corker. I'm having a good time as I go through it. I first came across the Stranger Times series are attributed to C.K. McDonald. He changed his unpronounceable Irish name to C.K. For that. I first came across this writer when he was still Queeve McDonald, spelled Queeve, Irish pronunciation. And he had a series of novels. It starts with chronologically, the first book that he published was called A Man with One of Those Faces, which is just a wonderful little mystery. And that started what he called his Dublin trilogy, which, as of last counting, has 8 novels and 1 novella, plus several additional novels featuring the central characters from those original novels in different settings. And, it's probably, I didn't count them up before I started, but there's probably like 15, 16 novels that he's written featuring these characters. And they are all wonderful. Very strongly recommend Queeve McDonald's Dublin trilogy novels or C.K. McDonald's Stranger Times novels. Enthusiastic thumbs up for me for both of them. And that's what I've been thinking about this week. See, I told you. Nice short little video. What do you think? Have you read either of these? Are you familiar with Queeve McDonald? Drop that note down below. I always love hearing from you, and I really like talking about writers that I admire, and I do admire both these guys very much. If you enjoyed today's video, I'd appreciate it if you'd click the like button, and while you're down there clicking, go ahead and click the subscribe if you've not already done so. It costs you nothing, but it means the world to me, so I very much appreciate it. Thanks for hanging out with me today. Short video though it was. And I hope that the rest of your day is peaceful. We'll see you soon.